Brassic Classics, Series 107 renovation. The new chassis is here. Now it's time to rough it up a little bit, and then we're going to etch prime it and then top coat it in the original blue. I know a lot of people wonder why Robin's paint it, but for me I don't like the look of a galvanized chassis from the original. Yeah, right, so let's rough this up right. Okay, so we're going to etch prime, as I said, which is grey etch primer there. Then we've got the black paint for the axles, which is sat down there. Then we've got the top coat for the chassis, which is the blue. We've also got some hardener, which you'll need, and some thinners, because obviously this will be a little bit too thick to go through the paint. It just makes it all better. What else we got? Paint filters to get rid of any imperfections, any lumps and bumps. Lots and lots of measuring cups, because also we've got to mix thinners and paint together, and obviously hardener as well, and a massive roll of masking paper. So yeah, let's get on with it. Okay, now that me and the boys have roughed up the chassis, next thing we're going to do is dust sheet the whole workshop, because we don't want any overspray covering the Citroen over there. No, that's already covered up, but I just don't want a fine layer of paint over everything. So we're going to quickly dust sheet everything up, and then we're going to get some thinners on a rag and just clean this off to make sure it's completely grease free. Okay, so now me and Axel are going to just quickly rub over the chassis with some thinners, just to take off any grease, any grime that could contaminate the paint. Okay, so that's the etch primer on. As you can see, it looks exactly the same. It looks a little bit duller in real life. I'm not sure if the camera picks that up. But yeah, that's the etch primer done. Tomorrow I need to come here again, flip the chassis over, finish off the bottom of the chassis rails and etch primer, and then I can put the top coat on, which is the original RAF blue. So it should be good. Anyway, good progress. Welcome back to Brassic Classics. This is day 2 of me etch primering the chassis. It's all done. I flipped the chassis over. I've done 2 coats on both sides, and it's covered well. It looks really good. As I said, I've used etch primer. One thing I would advise, if you're painting a bare metal chassis, or if you're painting a galvanized chassis, use red oxide primer, because you can see it better. The first coat was very patching, bit of a pain to do, because I just couldn't see what I was doing. Second coat is much easier, because the grey really starts to show through. So yeah, I'm quite happy. I'm going to bring you in, have a closer look. It's not a lot to see, but I'll just do it anyway. Okay, so as you can see, the chassis is now flipped over, and yeah, it's all been. This is 2 coats of grey etch primer, and yeah, it really does start to take. Looks quite good. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for today. Next up is to obviously do the top coat in the original RAF blue. Welcome back to Brassic Classics. It's a new day, and today's challenge is to paint our chassis in the original blue, which is this colour. And yeah, we'll finally start looking the part. So initially for this first coat, I'm just going to give it a dusting, and then I'll come back on the second coat and put a proper wet coat on it. Okay, so that's a quick dusting now. As you can see, so much easier when you've got a colour that is different to the base coat. Much easier. Now I'm going to put the camera on time lapse and go around and do the lot. Okay, so that's the first layer of paint on the chassis. And yeah, it's looking good actually, it's looking alright. What I'm going to do while that dries is paint the wheels, because I've got some paint left over. Okay, so now it's time to paint the wheels. Same colour, same gun. Let's go for it. As you might have been able to see from that, the paint was struggling to come out. Obviously this paint's been in there a little while now, it's got hardener in it, so it's starting to go off. So what I'm going to do, so I don't want to waste this because it's obviously a custom colour, I'm going to add some more thinners. I should have enough paint in here to do the wheels, and with a bit more thinners it should be fine. Okay, so I've just sprayed the chassis and the wheels in the original RF blue, as you can see. It looks quite good for a first coat. I'm going to do another coat, probably in a couple of days, let this go off properly. And I might even do a third coat, depends on how far I want to go with it, how good the finish I want. As for the rest of the bodywork, I'm still thinking about doing a patina truck. I'll put a picture up of how the bodywork looks, what it looked when I got it now. And yeah, do I leave it like that, or should I completely repaint the bodywork? I'm in two minds. I'm still in two minds. I'm not sure whether I'm going to sell the truck or keep it. Chances are I'm going to sell it because I've got a Series 3 that's a much more usable truck, just because it's not worth much money. But yeah, I'm quite pleased with the result. This is my first time properly spraying anything. There was a video of me spraying the Series 1 wheels with primer, and that went horribly wrong. But this has been better. I'll grab the camera off the stand and do a little walkabout now and show you how it looks. One thing you definitely need for painting is good light. I mean, I've got 10 strip lights above me, and they're not cheap ones, they're quite high power. And with one of the doors open, it's still, there are points where your eyes lie to you. You think you've painted something and you haven't, or you have painted it but you think you haven't. Yeah, it's been good, it's been good. I want to do the wheels again. Obviously when I do a second coat on the chassis, I'll do a second coat on the wheels. But overall, I'm pretty happy. Anyway, I'll bring you in for a closer look. Okay, so here's the Series 1 107 galvanised chassis now all painted up. As you can see, not bad. It's still obviously tacky and it's still drying off. I think it looks pretty smart. And you've got the wheels here. Again, not the best light, but you know, fairly pleased with that. Obviously, we'll see how it comes out. I'm using 2-pack paint, so I've obviously got hardener in this. I've never done clear over base, so I don't know if there's advantages or disadvantages, but I decided to use 2-pack because my friend Steve uses 2-pack and he showed me how to do it. Anyway, just a quick look at what we've done, and also another key thing, prep table, everything you possibly need there. That's very useful, because if you quickly need to knock up a little bit more paint, it's good not to have to run back to a paint shop. Okay, so that's it for today from Brassic Classics. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do like, share and subscribe to the channel. I had hoped to be able to make a video of me painting it and assembling the suspension and putting the axles on, but I'm still waiting for suspension parts. I decided to go for original leaf springs rather than parabolics. Just because I want to keep some level of originality, I guess. But anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.